Hey guys, welcome back here for a Premiere tutorial today, and sorry for the voice, I'm a little under the weather, but I wanted to bring you guys a tutorial anyway. So in Premiere Pro, and getting ready to start working on another After Effects tutorial, and I want to show you how you can edit 4K by using something that's called Proxies. And so if you haven't started editing in 4K, you might want to start doing that. You do need to find a place for storage, and that'll be another later video probably, but I'm doing all my screencasts in 4K as long as I don't have an intro or anything else I need to add with 1080, because I only have a camera that supports 1080. I don't actually have a camera that supports 4K, but let's go ahead and jump in here and see how to do this. Alright, so back here in Premiere, if I go up to File and New, we're going to start a new project, and no, we don't want to, sure, we'll save the settings. Whenever we have this open, let's do a new project, and we'll just call it 4K Editing for something easy. I got two things going on here. And then we will save the location. Let's see here, we'll go to this Premiere folder and editing in 4K with Proxies. And then I'm going to put it in, let's create a new footage or project files folder. I got two things going on here. It's awesome. All right, so let's put it in here and select that folder, and we'll call it 4K editing. Now, before I click the OK button, I want to go over to the Ingest Settings, and you can see that nothing's here. It can be selected, but if I check mark this, I can see that I've got copy, transcode, create proxies, copy, and create proxies. I want to go to create proxies, and the preset here, I've got a couple different options. So I want to use the 720p option. I'm a real big fan of the H.264, so I'm going to use this. This does compress whatever files you're working with. I'm not going to use the GoPro Cineform, but you can start with this and then always move to the other one. And then you have this Proxy Destination that you can use. So if you want to save it to the same as project, that's fine, but I'm going to go to choose location, and I'm going to go into my folder where I've already got my stuff set up. So if I go down here to my Premiere tutorial folder, editing 4K, I've got a proxies folder here, so I'm just going to select there, and that's going to put all my proxies in there. Now I can go ahead and click OK. So this is going to create a new project, and when this opens, I'm going to import some media here. So let me go here, YouTube, Premiere, and back to this folder where I've got a screencast in here. I'm going to click open, and that's going to give me this 4K thing. Now it's going to bring this media encoder window open. It's going to start encoding these automatically, and it'll do that in the background. So we can see ingest, custom preset, and then it's automatically going to start doing those. That's what this pause is for. And you'll see it'll start going through this, but I don't have to worry about that. I can just minimize it and come right back in here and start working. Now, to see if you're working with a proxy, you can go over here and just loading. Come on, little spinning wheel. Okay, so as you're really loading up here, I can edit what columns I have here. So if I want to, come on, metadata display is what I'm looking for. Okay, and then after this window pops up, and it looks like it's really taking some computer to run those in the background, I can change some of this metadata. So if I drop this down, you can do it. This is pretty sad because I've got a pretty decent computer. So anyway, I'm scrolling down here and looking at my options, and it's taking a little bit of time, as you can tell. Okay, so we've got proxy. I want to check mark that and then go to OK. Now it's going to give us a column that shows proxy, and it's going to show us what's going on with that. So if I open this up, it's still got some time going. It looks like it's going to take about 7 minutes, so we're not going to worry about that for now. We'll just let it go in the background. But now that'll give you a column over here for proxies, and I'm afraid it's going to take too much time to open it up. But I can go ahead and take my footage here. All right, come on. Okay, I'm going to drag this in, and I'm going to drop a new sequence because it's actually 4K already. And if the whole tutorial is like this, I'll probably end up pausing it and coming back to finish it out because I don't want to have to put you guys through this. But I'll give it just a second to see if it's going to load. It looks like this is not speeding up. It's still got 6 minutes. So I will let this catch up, and I'll be right back. In my time, I'll have to wait, but in your time, I'll be back in about a split second. Alright, so I wanted to start back from here as it's still encoding. I want to show you that I've got the task manager open and I wanted to see what was going on, and this was up to almost 80% for my CPU, and then my memory is at 83%. Now I run with 32 gigs of RAM and this is still taking up that much space. So this is a good way to troubleshoot if you're having problems in Premiere or After Effects or anything like that, but I can see that Media Encoder is using 30%. Now it's trying to encode this file that's already 4K, and then it's going to take it down to 720. So I'm going to go ahead and let that finish out. I just wanted to show you that this is a good way you can troubleshoot if you're having problems with a slow computer. So I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. Okay, so I'm back here, Premiere Pro, super fast now. I can move everything, no problem. It's just actually because it was encoding that proxy. So now that I've got that metadata attached here, it was all the way down here. You can move those anywhere you'd like, but I moved it over here. You can see that there's now a proxy that's attached. So that's added a 720p copy of my 4K, so I can go in and edit it without having to worry about it playing back or taking too long. So if I go through this screencast, I can see that it's playing back okay for me. Normally I'm able to play 4K really at no problem, especially with my screencast. But if you're having a slower computer or if you're struggling with 4K, you can go here and you can click on this little plus icon. It gets this window that pops up. It might be hard to see that, but these are my current ones. So I have these options. This one says toggle proxies and some other stuff, but that's the one I want. I'm going to click and drag that down, and then I'm going to click OK. So now if I click this, that's going to bring my proxy into this. So it's going to be the 720p version, so I can play it back with no problem. Now if you have the ability to play 4K or you want to try and go back, you can click this and deselect it. That way it won't use the proxy and you can just use your original file. So you can go in and make your changes in Premiere and do whatever you'd like. So it's a pretty cool thing if you have a slower computer, even if you want to work with 4K and then you just output to 4K at the end. But you can see that it's attached. It's in a separate folder, so you can see if it's a proxy. And once you get done with your project, you can export it, render it, and then you're good to go. So thanks a lot for bearing with me if you made it here to the end of this tutorial. My next tutorial is going to be about an intro from that show that I've been watching, and I'm going to go through some of the complexities of it. So thanks again. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do that. I'm really getting encouraged. I know I'm getting close to about 100 subscribers, and I'd really like to be able to do something when I get to the 100 subscriber mark. So you guys are really appreciated. So thanks a lot for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.